Welcome to Carol's Universe, Libra. Tarot readings from heart. Thanks for joining me on your general. You should have your love reading side by side with this. Sorry it's a little bit late. I have been a little bit up against it this month again. So it's just about getting a routine sorted out. So I don't like recording the videos like 2 weeks before the month. Because I think that, you know, I just prefer to record the videos for the month closer to the time. It's just something that I just feel is right to do, but we'll work something out to try and get everything out on time. Okay, this is your general reading. I want to shuffle the cards on screen this time because I'm up against it. I need to record. There's 10 more to go. No, not 10 more. After you, there's 9 more to go. I've pretty much only got 3 more of the love readings to do for October for the 3 of the other signs, and plus personal today. So really up against it. So universe, spirit. What's coming in for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Show me Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of October 2016. Just show me general. Show me the 2 top cards, top of the deck, to show the general energies that Libra will have to face in the month of October 2016. Show me the bottom card as the advice card. What advice do you have to impart to Libras for the month of October 2016? And the 8 cards in the middle that show the general energies, people, situations, issues that Libra will be dealing with in the month of October 2016. Show me Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of October 2016. Show me. Right, so I've shuffled the cards. I'm going to split the deck left to right. Take a moment and then I'm going to collect the deck back up. And by the way, I am using my new Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. So I already had a pack of these, but they got a bit nasty, as the cards can do. So I ordered a new pack, and I ordered also Smith-Waite Tarot Deck Centennial Edition, which I'll be using for something else. And plus, I forgot to show you, my Tarot Dark Art book, and also, I'm probably going to go out and see if I can get a couple more books today. Complete Book of Tarot by Llewellyn Tarot. So these are exceptional books if you're looking to start learning about the tarot. If you're an advanced reader, experienced like myself, then those are good books as well to have. Let's lay the cards. 2 at the top, your general energy. 1 at the bottom, advice. I'm not going to turn the cards over for the 8 cards just yet. We're going to have a look at what the general energy and advice is for the month, and then we'll have a look at what it's saying. And the reading might be a little bit shorter this month, this 15 to 20 minutes, because I'm really up against it. I'm trying to get everybody done on time. Well, as near on time as I can, because I know that this won't go up until about the 3rd or something like that, 3rd, 2nd. Right, what's your advice card? Well, Justice is an amazing advice card to have, because it says the advice card is that for the month of October, some of you guys should be receiving justice. So what is justice as a card in the tarot? Well, justice refers to getting our rewards. It refers to balance. It is ruled by the zodiac sign of Libra. So justice comes in where you have made a big decision, where a decision has perhaps gone in your favour. Usually if this card is in the reverse, it means an unfair thing. So it means that you don't get justice, or it means a delay in something coming to you or happening that you were banking on. But when it's in the upright, it means justice comes to you. So it means that justice has been served. You get what you deserve coming in. And, you know, the more that I do tarot, the more I realise that these cards are not just about, they're not just about, you know, justice as a card is not just about, oh, well, I've done something good, so I get my justice. If you've done something good, you get your justice. If you've done something bad, you get your justice. So that's the important thing I think people should know about the justice card, that justice is about getting what you deserve. So whatever you're putting out there is what you're going to get back. So we often find that this card will show up in legal situations because it's a legal card. And it means that if any of you guys maybe have had any court situations going on, courtroom battles, courtroom situations with others, divorces, that type of thing, trying to get money out of someone, that type of thing, it means that justice should go in your favour. So it means that things should be wrapped up in a very good way. Justice also means completion. So it means where you've made a decision and there is now completion and finality on a situation. It's for me, the justice card is about coming full circle. So all the tarot cards, all the cards in the tarot, especially for me, the major arcanas, a lot of them often reference ending of old cycles, beginning of new. So with justice, once there is completion to a situation, you can probably start all over again. So if you're waiting for money to come to you, it's a courtroom battle situation case. This means that you should be receiving, some of you should be receiving in the month of October your justice. You should get what is deserved, what is coming to you, what you've been waiting for. It's a brilliant, brilliant card to get as your advice card. Also, I think as the advice, when we give advice to people, we're imparting some form of knowledge that should help another individual out in a particular situation. So I feel with justice as well, it also comes down to making sure as advice in the month of October that all the decisions that you make are well thought out, because that's what justice is. Justice is making a decision that is fair, that is balanced, that creates harmony, that in effect is the right thing to do. So, you know, if you need to serve your own justice on a particular person, Libra, and funnily enough, this is you guys. Of course, this is you. Justice represents you as a zodiac sign, so this is you. So really, you know, if you've got decisions to make, then make sure that in the month of October, Libra, that the decisions that you make are well thought out, well prepared, and that they're done in an air of fairness, kindness, and that they're not done in an air of anger, or they're not done to get at someone or to hurt another individual, but it's done with the idea that you are going to create some form of completion for yourself, but in the best possible way, in a way that vindicates you, in a way that makes you feel good. Justice can also relate to the law of attraction. So the law, I think it's the 11th law, the law of compensation, where what you put out is what you get back in. So for some of you guys, if you've done something not very good, this might come back to you in the month of October, because that's what justice is. It's not all about getting good rewards, it's getting back what you've put out there. If you've done good stuff, for some of you guys, this might come back to you in the month of October. But as a justice card, because you rule this card, because this is your card, because you are justice, then some of you guys might be imparting, I feel, your own justice in the month of October. And therefore, I feel that the advice card is make sure that any decisions you make, anything you say to anyone, any actions that you take, they are done with the viewpoint of being fair, being kind, being rational, and also being balanced. So they're done in terms of from a viewpoint of rationality. So you're not kind of doing things in a very chaotic, in a very ill-spirited or mean-spirited way, but it's done with love, it's done with compassion, and it's done in a way, decisions are made, if you've got big decisions to make, that they're made in a way that can benefit yourself as well as benefiting others. What is your general energy? Well, we've got the King of Wands and the Moon, and that's an interesting general energy to have, because the King of Wands is all about confidence and ambition. The King of Wands as a person is someone who's pretty much an entrepreneur. He's someone who is hardworking. He's someone who has a great deal of self-belief. He takes, you know, he's a really good at conversing with people from all walks of life. He's a very driven individual. But we've got the Moon card that shows with this. And the Moon card can be, you could probably look at this in all sorts of ways. I feel that this is a good card to get for you guys in the month of October, because the Moon card can mean anxieties, it can mean lack of clarity, it can mean fear, it can mean hidden enemies. If this King of Wands is a hidden enemy, because you've got a man sitting there and you've also got the Moon. So if this person, if you've got some issues going on with the King of Wands would usually be a Leo energy individual, and he can be fairly fiery, so he can be the type also that gets very irritated, gets very, very angry, quick to anger, he's got a very bad temper. If there is any fear around a King of Wands for some of you guys in the month of October, remember I'm piecing together keywords on the tarot. We've got a man sitting there and we've also got the Moon. So could it be that for some of you guys in the month of October 2016 are experiencing some sort of fear around a King of Wands energy, okay, around a type of person who might be bad-tempered, who might be difficult to deal with, who might use his or her, should I say, who might use their energy to intimidate, for example. And for some of you guys, the moon card might be, well, I feel a lot of fear around this person, or I feel a sense of trepidation, or a sense of I don't know what's going to happen next. Then the decisions that you need to make, the advice card is where you have a very big decision, I feel, that you're going to need to make in the month of October. You're going to need to kind of look at the situation for what it is and decide what you want to do, but make sure that the decision is the best decision for you and that it's made within the right frame of mind. We know that the King of Wands can be a very irritable character. He can get irritated very, very quickly. And the moon card, we know, surrounds fear, anxiety, the hidden, unknown, don't really know what's going on. The King of Wands can also be where we are very confident about the direction that we want to take in life. Sometimes this can show up when you're looking at something like a career, or you're looking at, sometimes King of Wands, Queen of Wands, they can be career people. So I don't know whether some of you guys have any anxiety around your career in the month of October 2016, or if there is any kind of, I don't really know where I'm going or what I'm doing in terms of the career I have. Well, again, Justice is a card that says, you know what, you've got a very, very big decision to make in the month of October, and you need to make it coming from a place of complete and utter rationality, because that's what the Justice card is. It's making decisions based on rationale and based on logic and based on the evidence of a particular situation, because it is really a legal card. So when we make decisions, especially in terms of legal situations don't come from a place of emotion, and they don't usually come from a place of, you get court cases where, somebody can't be charged for murder or something like that, because it's all what they call, I think, circumstantial. So it's not really, real hard facts. It's just that things, I think, add up and make something seem a certain way. So justice is about making decisions that are the right thing to do, because it's based on the evidence that you see. So, and what you are actually experiencing right here and right now. So I feel that if there is any trepidation maybe over a direction that you take, because the King of Wands, remember, kings are the epitome of the pit cards, okay? They are epitome of the court cards. So a king would be someone who, you get this card and it's the answer to your question. You get this card and it's the direction that you need to take. So you get somebody like the King of Cups, and there is, when you get a King of Cups, it's about being completely confident in how you feel in terms of emotionally wise. So it's having the facts. It's approaching a situation from a very strong and stable emotional viewpoint. The King of Swords is a master of logic, so he's very much connected with justice as well, even though he's Aquarius. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, they can be lawyers. So again, they are people who are very rational, and they will approach a situation from a very rational point of view. The King of Pentacles is a master of finance, so this is somebody who knows how to look after his finances. He knows, he's the type of person who, is very well off because he's been very clever with finances. He's not quick to make decisions. He looks at everything in a very kind of diplomatic way. Same as the King of Wands. The King of Wands is an entrepreneur. He's someone who buys businesses. He's someone who does a lot of travelling as well. And he makes decisions based on what his gut feeling tells him, what his passion tells him, what, the direction that he feels he should going based on what his inner instincts tell him to do a lot of the time. So he's a very confident, very motivated type of, very ambitious type of individual, which often is why he comes up in terms of career readings. This can be somebody like a recruitment consultant or a business owner or that type of thing. So I feel if there's any trepidation around maybe a direction, and he's also, when you get a King of Wands, this can be somebody who takes an action based on what their inner feelings tell them, but in a more of a, a driven way, rather than, he won't spend time kind of analysing his emotions like a King of Cups or a Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, the queens are usually, for me, the more analytical people, to be perfectly honest with you, because the kings are the people that actually take the action on a particular situation. So this man here, the King of Wands, he is driven to take action because that's what his passions tell him to do. So I feel that for some of you guys, if there's an action that you want to take and you're a little bit concerned or anxious to do it in the month of October 2016 with that moon card, I do feel that the Justice card is saying make decisions based on rationale and logic It's not just about going with your passions. It's also about looking at things from a very mental point of view, if that makes sense to you guys. Let's have a look at the first 8 cards that show up. We've got the Page of Cups and the Death card. So the Page of Cups usually is about new creative ideas. It can also be about the development of a relationship, development of love. You know, when you look at a page, pages are like aces. So the ace is usually the seed. So you get something like the Ace of Cups, and it's where one is starting to fall in love, or they're starting to get butterflies around someone, or they're starting to feel a real sense of emotional connection. They're very receptive to another person. It's the fresh start, often, that card is. It's where something suddenly happens. The aces can represent sudden things just opening up to you. They are the seeds, though. So an Ace of Cups would represent maybe the conception of love. So love that's starting to open up. But this is the birth of it, because the page comes after the ace, really. If the ace is the conception, it's the seed, it's the thing that's growing in the woman's belly, then this is the child that's fully formed. So I feel that there might be some fully formed ideas for you guys in the month of October 2016. This can also be a love situation here with the Page of Cups, Libra, because the Page of Cups is about love that is developing into something more than just a small feeling. It's actually really developing. You can actually see something blossoming from that. It has the potential to kind of move forward. But there seems to be death around this, an ending. So it's almost like something has ended before it really had a chance to really, really bloom. You know, we don't see the pages being able to develop into a knight or a queen or a king of cups. So it's not something that has gone over a period of time. It seems to be something that started up with this Page of Cups that had a lot of promise to it. Sometimes when you get the Page of Cups, it's the beginning of psychic ability as well, because the fish represents to be psychic. So this person is looking at the fish and they're really making kind of, they're understanding and they're starting to open up to their own psychic abilities. For some of you guys, I feel that you have developed something, or there is something that you were starting to move forward with. It can be a creative project, a new creative path. It can be a new relationship that was opening up to you guys, falling in love. It can be communication, making communication, because pages are often communicative cards. You get a Page of Cups and the communication is more about a text message that you receive. Would you like to go out to the cinema? Would you like to go out for a meal? That type of thing. But the Death card, I don't know whether this is an ending. We'll have a look at the other cards. But this can either be an ending to something that's barely begun, or was in the small or the young development stages, the young stages of development. There could have been an ending around this. Or this page leads on to a massive transformation. Because death doesn't just mean endings of something. It means that there is a transformation that goes further. So it's taking you on to something else. But we can't ignore death meaning an ending as well. Let's have... there's been loss. 5 of Cups. And the 4 of Wands. I feel for some of you guys, there has been an ending maybe to a relationship that was in the development stages, because we've got a Page of Cups and the Death card. For some of you guys, I don't know why I'm feeling for some of you guys it could be something to do with pregnancy. We know the Page of Cups, but then we don't have an Empress with this, so maybe not. But there has been the death of, and I'm not going to say the death of a child or anything like that, but I feel that there is some creative path, some emotional path, some form of knowing or opening up, receptivity to an idea, to a person. But I feel that it's ended because we've got the 5 of Cups that shows here. And the 5 of Cups is sadness around an ending. All right? So I feel that there's real sadness here. Disappointment in something that didn't really get off the ground, because you've got the 4 of Wands here. Now what does the 4 of Wands mean? It usually means success in endeavours, but it also means social gatherings and happy times and being with people that we love and that we cherish. And there seems to be, I feel, some sadness within the home for some of you guys, because you've got that 5 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. Four of Wands usually relates to a home, but it can also relate to a move. So maybe there's some sadness because there's a move with some of you guys going on here, because we've got this Five of Cups and the Four of Wands. Four of Wands can represent the home, obviously, as I've said. Happiness within the home, a relationship, an engagement perhaps. But it seems that this developing relationship, there's been an ending to this with the Death card. With the Five of Cups, there's some sadness around this. Perhaps because a relationship ended with the Four of Wands. Or it could be that some of you guys have moved. But the brilliant thing is that we have the Eight of Wands. And we've got the Nine of Cups together. So I'm sensing a move here that's going to make you very, very happy, because the Eight of Wands often refers to moving. So sometimes it can mean travel. Sometimes it can mean messages that come to us, lots of activity. I feel that there is a time now to, if you have experience, if any of this is resonating with any of you guys, Libra, I feel that if there's been an ending, perhaps of a young relationship with the Page of Cups, you seem to be quite sad because of the Five of Cups. Because this relationship had some potential with the Four of Wands, or you've moved out, or there's been a move away from a particular person. Then I do feel that the Eight of Wands is saying, you know what, things are actually going to start moving forward now for you. Because it could be that there was something here that in the month of October simply wasn't working. And in order to move forward, it needed to end. And this is why I feel that in the month of October 2016, Libra, that there is some anxiety, sadness, some very deep, emotional, difficult energy around a particular person, which is the King of Wands. And I feel that there is a massive decision that some of you guys are going to need to make around a particular person. I feel it's a job or a person. King of Wands can be a job, a creative path. The kings are usually the epitome, as I said, of the pit cards. So you can't get higher than a king in the pit cards and the court cards. So when you get a king, it can mean something like a massive job, like being at the top of your field, for example. So, for example, somebody like the King of Wands would own many businesses, or he'd be a manager or a CEO, that type of thing. The King of Wands can also be a big break that you get in business as well. Remember, the kings are huge. They are really, really big. So we're not talking about small energies with the kings. We're talking about large ones. But there is trepidation around this. And I feel it might be with the King of Wands that if this isn't a person, then this is a direction that you take going forward. Okay? Because the King of Wands is very intelligent. Okay? He's not just an amazing creative individual. All kings must have intelligence. All kings must be very practical, very methodical in the way that they move forward with a certain situation, because they're all based in earth. Queens are water, kings are earth. So with a king, it would be, this King of Wands would be earth of fire. So all their decisions are rooted in what's the most practical thing to do, what's the right thing to do. How do we get from A to B or A to Z in the most easy, least complicated way? The King of Wands, for me, getting to A to Z is about going with his gut instincts. The King of Pentacles, going from A to Z, is not making decisions really quickly, but it's being really methodical and careful with the decisions that he makes. So the King of Wands, in effect, is very careful about the decisions that he makes, but once he makes a decision, he seems to just go with it, because he's fire, he rages. But with the Moon card, there seems to be some anxiety around maybe a decision that you have to make, maybe an action that you've got to take. Maybe it's a direction that you need to go in. Because all the wands are about travel-related situations as well, and also the directions that we take. They're about creativity, being very proactive, being very, very busy. There seems to be some anxiety, I feel. It's either around a person or a direction that you take, which is why I feel that you have been, for some of you guys, really opening up to creative paths, new creative ideas with that Page of Cups. Remember also the pages represent new ideas. They represent startups. So often, because the cups relate to creativity and intuition. You could say that this is the start of intuition. So for some of you guys, you might be very receptive to your own intuition in this month of October. And this is why we have death that comes around this. That maybe an idea that was opening up, maybe a certain creative path you were taking, there is no more with that. Because the death card means endings. So maybe it's the death to an idea that you had, or a creative path that was starting to develop for some of you guys. And as I've said, maybe it's death to a relationship that was starting to develop for some of you guys. There seems to be, as I've said, loss around this with this Five of Cups. The Four of Wands is interesting, as I've said, because it's about achievement and success. You know that the Three of Wands comes before the Four of Wands, and on the Three of Wands, this guy is waiting for his ships to come in. So he's waiting for the cargo. He's waiting for his success to come to him. As a result of putting in so much effort into an endeavour, he's waiting for a return on his investment. He gets his return on the investment, and he happens to buy this place. But there seems to be loss around the place. So for some of you guys, it could be, for example, you have made maybe some form of an investment in a project, I'm getting here. And maybe there is a realisation that this project does not turn out, or it's not the right thing to do. The King of Wands we know is an entrepreneur. And we know he's somebody who buys several businesses. So he will buy business after business after business. This is the card of the entrepreneur, the hard worker. Somebody who is very driven by his aspirations, inspirations. He's a very inspirational character, and he goes with what he feels inspired to do. But there is anxiety around something that you have done, an action that you've taken in the month of October. And I feel that this is why you need to perhaps shut something down. Potentially, sorry. Every time I record, there's somebody outside flaming while driving some tractor around. But I do feel that there's a lot of new ideas that are coming to you guys in the month of October, because we've got an Eight of Wands that shows here. So for some of you guys, it could be a trip that you take, because the Eight of Wands we know can be a trip over air. And that could be why we find the Nine of Cups, satisfaction, feeling quite smug. Because it seems that things are picking up for you. As a result, I feel, of letting something go, Libra, in the month of October 2016. You're feeling quite smug because of the Eight of Wands. Because the Eight of Wands is, suddenly you've got lots and lots of new ideas that come to you. So you're throwing everything up in the air and you're seeing what lands. This can also be a trip some of you guys take, I say, in the month of October 2016. But I feel that things are in development. Things are kind of moving as a result of letting go of something else. For some of you guys, because there is sadness over this Four of Wands card, it could be something you've invested in. It could be a relationship that's ended. I don't feel it will be long-lived in the month of October, because things are starting to take off for you again. And with that Nine of Cups, you're feeling rather smug and rather happy about it. There's a sense of achievement. Also, what I'm getting is that if some of you guys are deciding to leave a relationship, it's the best thing to do in the month of October 2016. Because I feel that it frees you and it releases any obstacles you might have found with this. I'm getting the sense that for some of you guys, if there is a complex situation going on with a particular person, it could be that this person is still interested, but I feel for some of you guys you don't want it. There is sadness around it. But for some of you guys, it might be the case that you meet other people as well, because you've got the Four of Wands showing up here. So Four of Wands often means social gatherings. And I feel that with the Eight of Wands, it could be receiving lots of attention, because the Eight of Wands can be a card about receiving lots of attention. It can be a card where people are throwing their arrows of love at us, where people are showing that they're actually interested in who we are. And this, again, is another party card. It's the Nine of Cups, where you go to social gatherings, you're going to parties, you're the centre of attention, you're really, really good. So I definitely feel there's been an ending in one respect around a situation in the month of October 2016. But I also feel that this allows for a new beginning, and it starts the ball rolling with moving something forward in a direction that you want to go in. How interesting. The one card that fell out when I was shuffling came back in. It's always a good idea when you're shuffling, if cards fall out, just put them back in, because it's what the universe wants you to do, because it's trying to restructure and reorder the cards for you, which is why I never leave cards that fall out. I always put them back in, and if I know that there is an, if I know that, and if I see the card come back in, Libra, then I know it's meant to be. I feel for some of you guys, it's really interesting. Your last cards are showing us the Ten of Wands and the Five of Wands. Now, I wouldn't read that as being you're struggling with lots of burdens. I feel that you've got friends here that are willing to take the burdens off your shoulders. If you look at this, you see how that guy, look at tarot interaction, see how that guy is struggling with the 10 Wands. But can you see how there are 5 Wands next door? It's almost as if you have people who have taken half of the load off. Does that make sense to you? So I do feel that in the month of October, this is more about the advice is make decisions that are best for you. And also justice comes in to say you will be rewarded for the decisions that you make. So because the justice cards means to be rewarded. So if you've done something in the best of faith, with the best of intentions, to me this says you will have all the help, all the assistance. The universe is really coming behind you and it's saying, you know what, it's the right thing to do. Let's go over the reading again so we can put everything together now. I've dissected it, but we'll put it together. I feel for some of you guys, the moon is showing with that King of Wands. And I feel that, in terms of how I do tarot, Libra, there is a person, or it could be a job direction. It could be a creative venture that you have invested in. It could be a business situation. But there is, for me, some concern around this because you've got the moon. Okay? So it could be that you're worried about an investment that you made. It could be that you're worried about a relationship that you're in. But there's worry around it. And I feel the advice card is saying you need to make a fairly hefty decision on this, whether you want to continue with it or whether you want to let it go. But you need to do it completely feeling that you are doing the right thing for you. For some of you guys, it could also be that you receive help, you receive assistance. The advice can also be that things will start to balance themselves out. You're going to have harmony restored within your life because justice represents fairness and harmony and balance. So balance will be restored as it was within your life in the month of October 2016. The Page of Cups shows up as the first card. Often it's the start of a new creative project, a new creative endeavour, a new creative path, the start of wisdom, the start of opening your eyes, a relationship that's starting to grow and develop, developing emotions. But also remember the pages are young, so they're not fully developed energy. So the pages always represent messages or young people or a situation that's just in the development stages. But I feel that there is death to a new creative path some of you guys might have gone down. Maybe death to a relationship with a particular person, a developing relationship. It could be death because your eyes are open to a situation, because the Page of Cups is starting to develop his own intuition and psychic abilities. So for some of you guys, it might be that you are becoming aware, far more aware around a situation. Your intuition is starting to develop around a particular situation. And therefore, because your intuitive abilities, so the abilities to feel and act on those feelings. So if I have intuition about a particular person, say for example I was dating someone new, and because of the way he was, my intuition was saying, you know what, I don't think that this is the right thing to do. I might decide to end it. Because intuitively, I'm saying, you know what, I don't think this is the right thing to do. I don't think this person is the right thing for me. So I feel that more than anything, some of you guys might be starting to develop strong intuition around a particular situation. This isn't the High Priestess, but it doesn't need to be. It's the Page of Cups. And the intuition we know is the fish in the cup. So I feel that you're starting to develop some form of intuitive ability around a situation here. And this is why it has to end, because you've got the Death card. And I'm quite certain that it's ended, because we've got the Five of Cups afterwards. And there's sadness around this. Sadness and disappointment, because there is loss. Five of Cups often refers to loss. I'm feeling, you see those three cups, it's the loss of joy, the loss of happiness. So for some of you guys, it might be an emotional thing. King of Wands can be a pretty exciting individual. So this man or woman here, probably pretty exciting. But maybe, and remember the Moon card is also intuition as well. It's a very intuitive card. This is why, you see that this card shows darkness. These dogs can't see. They've only got the moon to go by. And it is the moon that they're reacting to. Because if you females that are watching this on a full moon, if you kind of are at the time of the month and you go a bit mad, you'll know why. Because your senses become heightened. So I feel that there is something that is heightened around a particular person or a situation. And it's about paying attention. I feel that it's your intuition talking to you all month. The general energies for me are your intuitions and your feelings and your senses are going to be heightened around a person or a situation with that King of Wands. And because you are starting to develop this with the Page of Cups, this intuitive ability around this particular person or situation, it seems to end with the Death card. There is a finality to that. Because I feel that you choose that it's not the right thing, which is why you've got the advice of Justice. Justice as advice can be saying you've made the right decision. You've balanced out the scales again. Justice, for me, and the moon is about, it's not about injustice, but it can be, but it's about more when your feelings are all over the place. There is a sense of trepidation and nervousness in the air with that card. Because you can't see, you can't navigate yourself through a situation properly. You can't gain a clear perspective because it's dark. So all you can go with is your feelings. What's in the dark? What do I have to fear? There's something around that I have to fear. My senses are telling me. All you can rely on with the moon is your senses. So I feel very much for you guys, you're relying on your senses in the month of October 2016 around a particular person or a situation. Could be work related. And because you are becoming far more receptive to this situation with the Page of Cups, I feel that this needs to end with the Death card. There is loss, yes, because we've got the Five of Cups. But also that loss could lead to new beginnings with the Four of Wands. So meeting new people. Because I notice that the Four of Wands is behind the Five of Cups. Okay, so he's not facing the Four of Wands. He's behind the Four of Wands. And if you can see there on the Five of Cups, he might be upset about the Three Cups being empty. But there are two full cups behind him that he's not seeing. So behind you, we have 4 wands, 2 cups. That makes 6. So balance can be restored as far as I'm concerned, but you're not seeing it just yet. However, I feel that after this hiccup here in the month of October 2016, things really start to take off for you because you've got the Eight of Cups. I feel that there is a resurgence in feeling good again and feeling happy again around your life, around situations. It might be that you'll start getting lots and lots of kind of messages, news coming to you around a particular situation. For some of you guys, it might be that you're travelling. For some of you guys, it might be that you're getting lots of attention, especially if you're going out and you're enjoying yourself with that Four of Wands energy, because that can represent social gatherings. And it seems to make you feel quite smug and quite happy. Because there is a sense of feeling that things are kind of coming together again. You know, you can't always read the Nine of Cups about wishes coming true. It is a card about wishes coming true, by the way. Definitely, I've experienced this card many, many times in my own life. But it's also a card of feeling really satisfied and feeling good around friends, family, that type of thing. And I feel as a result of that, all of this sadness, the Ten of Wands underscores the Five of Cups. So all the burden that you might feel over this loss here, well, it's taken off your hands, it's halved by very helpful people. Don't always read the cards in terms of what the general meaning is, because that Five of Wands doesn't just mean conflict. and disagreement. It also means people who are coming together to help you. So some of you guys, it might be there's sadness because you're moving. Can you see that? With the Four of Wands. So it might be that there is sadness because you're moving. However, we have the Ten of Wands and that Five of Wands, which says that you don't have to struggle on your own. You do have help. So I feel that there's going to be an alleviation of sadness here for you Librans in the month of October 2016. It does start out as a reading looking like to me that there has been some trepidation, fear, anxiety. You're paying close attention to your senses. There is a sense of, there's heightened senses going on, and it's around a person, situation, work-related decision. Your intuitive abilities around a particular path that you're taking are opening up to you. And around that, you recognise that there has to be the ending of a particular relationship. There is sadness around this, and you do struggle with this. But what you don't know is that you have help. Because those 10 wands that you're carrying, Libra, well, 5 people want to come in and take the half of the load off you. Could be to help you move, because you've got a Four of Wands. There is lots of activity here going on with the Eight of Wands in the month of October 2016. But you're going to be feeling really, really good about it because you've got the Eight of Cups. So it could be lots of messages that you're receiving, lots of messages of support. It could be that you come up with lots of new ideas to replace the old ones that you have left behind. For some of you guys, it might be leaving job. For some of you, I've got a feeling it might be leaving a home, moving away, that type of thing. But the advice card is you receive your justice, Libra. You get the rewards for what you have done. Sometimes justice for me will turn up when we've decided to relinquish a fear and move forward with our own confidence. Because the justice card suggests finally the universe is rewarding you. If you put out, if you make the effort to change things within your life, the universe comes in and it matches that with good things. So I feel there is universal intervention as well in the month of October, but part of it comes from what you are doing. If you are doing half, the universe comes in and matches it. And I feel that this is why you're carrying a load here. You're willing to carry the load. But it seems that the universe comes in and it supplies you with help to take half of that burden off your shoulders. And for some of you guys, it could be that you're upset because you're moving. Four of Wands. But I feel that this move, this activity now in the month of October is only going to lead to happiness for you because we've got the Nine of Cups. Very, very interesting reading for the month of October 2016, Libra. But I do feel that there are changes afoot. I feel that it comes from you guys and your own sense of what is right and what is wrong. You're also very much in tune with your own intuition in the month of October 2016. So if there are relationships around you that are not working, that you feel a sense of trepidation around, that you feel that your intuition, that your dreams, that the universe is telling you need to do something about that, then there's big decisions for you to make. I feel that through the decisions that you make to end certain paths within your life, to let go of them no matter how hard they are, it does see you move on and you receive help with that. So you're not in it alone. You will have the help and you will have the support that you need. Let's have a look at what the angel answers are saying, what advice they have for Libra in the month of October 2016. Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Libra? Show me the advice that you have for Libra in the month of October 2016. What is the advice that you have for Libra? What is the advice that you have for Libra, angels, in the month of October 2016? Show me. Compromise, it comes up with. Let's have a look what this means. Oh, I can never find the page. In order to create a happy outcome for this situation, you will find it necessary to compromise. Allow yourself some time to become clear about what is truly important to you. Also take note of matters where you would be open to changing your position. Work toward an agreement where everyone wins, and that's exactly what I said at the beginning of the reading. Be open to cooperation that would allow you to get what you need while also assisting others in fulfilling their desires. Be objective about finding a balance between respecting everyone else's viewpoints and still being true to your own. So this is exactly what I said in the month of October 2016. Justice is about making the decisions that are fair, that are balanced for you, okay? There are obviously things that you need to leave behind. I sense a new path that some of you guys want to take, whether that's relationship-wise, work-wise, but it's all about working with what is rational and logical to do, whilst making sure that everybody else is benefited at the same time. That's your reading, Libra, for the month of October 2016. I would like to say thank you very, very much for using Carol's Universe. If you'd like a private reading, just go to www.carolsuniverse.co.uk, and I will see you in the month of November 2016. Take care.